Uh-oh, Piscatios. Is this the end for the money gravy train that has been the fans site, or is this just more political posturing? Well, Representative Paul Gosar has now written to the U.S. Attorney General requesting an investigation into the website OnlyFans for promoting and profiting from the world's oldest profession. He writes, I encourage the Justice Department to vigorously protect vulnerable people from platforms that promote coercive, immoral, and spicy activity. I don't know much about Representative Paul Gosar, who is a dentist. I don't know if that's what that means. Is that a joke? But I want to be very clear. Just like with the tub streams on Twitch and this particular transaction, while I don't support, it's not something I would ever want my daughter to partake in, or really any woman in my life. That's really my hang up. Not real. It's not anybody else's. I don't pay for anybody's account, access to anybody's accounts, but I understand why people do it, especially female content creators. It's just like the easiest money on the planet. Once you have a decent following, you just start one of these and you print money. The people that pay for it, I'm not passing any judgments, but I would hope that I would hope that you might consider other ways to invest your money, to maybe scratch that itch IRL. The money you pay for these accounts, you could be getting a haircut or buying a new shirt, or taking somebody out to dinner or something like that. But ultimately, the argument against its existence is not one I'm going to make. You can not like something without demanding it be banned. But it's interesting. We could have another. Remember the Thought It? Was that what they called that a few years ago? You could see this as a Congress from the United States Congress for the United States House of Representatives. Dear Attorney General Garland, I write you today regarding the core conduct targeted by the Mann Act, which is an interstate transportation of the individual for bad behavior. The Department of Justice has historically embarrassed itself when embarking on the dubious and politically motivated persecutions where the core conduct is consensual and unrelated to an ongoing business. The Mann Act, though it is widely accepted that the case against Johnson was based on political and other types of animus, I'm not really sure. The boxing legend Jack Johnson. Okay. Another target of dubious prosecution is the famous actor and director Charlie Chaplin, who was charged with a Mann Act violation but not convicted, and so on and so forth. These dubious persecutions have tended to backfire on the department. Over a decade ago, the New York Times noted that the act was often used to predicate in elaborate extortion schemes, calling it the blackmail that resulted from the Mann Act worse than the actual event it sought to suppress. It sought to suppress, we'll call it the oldest profession on the planet. Here it says, the department has been on its surest footing when using the Mann Act to prosecute cases of forced, exchanges, polygamy, and rings. And indeed, today, one major website appears to warrant further investigation into this law. The site OnlyFans operates across state lines and provides a platform in which, while probably immunized from the tort under Section 230, does appear to facilitate and even encourage interstate travel of the sort of directly targeted by the Mann Act. On the site, individuals can advertise their willingness to travel across state lines for immoral activity, and platform providing publicity for these individuals appears to subsidize and capitalize off this travel. Now, this is a specific case. Again, my position is whatever happens between two consenting adults, I don't care about. It's just, I don't. There's like real problems out there other than like somebody who's, look, I know of a few people in the internet space, for example, content creators, that use these type of professionals because they can't date really normally anymore. And, well, we all have needs. I'm not going to judge them for that. Sometimes you work, maybe you travel a lot, you have a hard time meeting somebody. And so there is this exchange, a willing exchange. The problem does come in, though, where you get people who are unwilling participants in this and all of the other things that go with it. The exchange of cash for a little rub and tizzug, I don't think, that's your choice to participate. I'm not here to judge it. But all the other stuff that goes around it is problematic. Can be, for sure. Now, if this is similar, remember when Craigslist, was it Craigslist that had like the back page kind of thing? This type of advertising for these transactions has always been a target for the government. And if that is happening in any significant numbers on this website, I would argue that this is probably going to be bad for them. The sale of photos, though, doesn't appear to be what they're going after. He seems to be pointing out that some women are using the site for other activities. It's worth investigating this further, given the volume of activity on the site and anecdotal reports about all sorts of bad things. To the extent the department is dusting off its old law, perhaps it could consider opening an investigation into this troubling website. The protection of vulnerable people from coercion of bad activities should be a priority of your department. I like how this whole letter is like, you could tell this letter is written for the internet. It's super condescending. Like, if he really wanted them to do something, I don't know why you'd write this like this. If I got a letter that was this dripping with sarcasm and moral superiority, it will go right in the circle file. I don't know if anyone's old enough to know what the circle file is anymore, but again, please provide a written response update on this matter by May 1st and comply with all rules and regulations fulfilling its request. There's all sorts of people that have turned, here's someone from Leeds, a mom who lost her job in lockdown, set to become a millionaire because of the site. I mean, am I supposed to believe, like, so far I've made $800,000. By next month, I reckon I'll hit $1 million. It's an unreal amount of money. I think my account became so popular because I started it during lockdowns and everyone was online. I don't care. I mean, I wouldn't pay for this, but that doesn't mean I'm going to judge other people. Now, this Representative Paul Gosar seems to be strongly disliked by the internet. Now, if you look, there's mixed reactions to this. That's the thing. Oh boy, based. A lot of people are calling this based. Can we close him and replace him? I know that there are people in my viewership that are traditionally conservative, like traditional religious conservatives. I 100% respect that. I've said before, I'm not a very religious man, but I can understand why those who take scripture very seriously might, have a stronger opinion against this type of activity than maybe me. I'm more of a libertarian about just about everything. You have my attention when you're talking about all the other bad things that can happen around this. But when you're talking about simps paying money for photos, like, a fool and their money are soon parted. I don't think it's a good use of money, but hey, I have a Subscribestar account that I really strongly rely on people backing me, and they're not getting any spicy photos of me yet. Is this the end of OnlyFans? Probably not. Could this bring about some serious change and a little bit of an end to some gravy train that's been going on? Yeah, probably. Because a lot of times when a new service, like a new product comes out, it takes the government a long time to figure out what they're going to do about it. We see them now finally trying to do stuff with cryptocurrency and being terrible about it. I'm all for protecting people that need to be protected. I'm all for enforcing laws that are on that that exist in for the most part. But I don't know. This could be bad news. Gonna have to pay the piper, ladies. Not that there aren't men on the site, but let's be honest, there are about 1% of them. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.